All right, we are live. Okay, I'm going to try to balance it best with the waiting room and opening up people, but want to thank you guys for joining us this evening. Know
Yeah.
that we know that you guys have a lot of stuff that you could have chosen to do on a busy Monday evening here, and you chose to be here with us and invest in yourself and learning about how to feel confident in control of your health. And so, first, wanted to just share a little bit about my background and a little bit about my story, my journey to better health. And so, going back to when I graduated from college, I became a teacher, and as a teacher in the classroom, I was teaching. You are what you eat. It's a common phrase that a lot of us have probably heard. How many of you have heard of that before? And
Mhm.
most likely you've even said it. And teaching about biology and chemistries and stuff. Yet when I would teach my students, you are what you eat. I wasn't actually living that behind the scenes, right? I never actually believed it. I was eating Burger King 3 times a week. I was eating Arby's after church, my Sunday school and my life group at the time. They knew that I had coupons all the time in my glove compartment. So I was eating very unhealthy, and um, in turn, that led to constipation. It led to all sorts of ailments in my joints. In my early 20s, I was like, why am I feeling all this inflammation and pain in my knees? I can't even walk around or sit cross-legged anymore. And I'm in my early 20s. This shouldn't be happening. Well, fast forward, was introduced to a new way of living and gradually made baby steps, one simple change at a time, through a very non-conventional way, of all places, through eHarmony. There was this girl who introduced me to a product that she shared about how it changed her family's life, and especially her dad, who was dealing with stage 4 cancer. And I met the guy. He was alive and well and cancer free. And so looked into it a little bit, and throughout the next year, was introduced to uh, the same set of products and the same mindset of plant-based living through a number of circles that I had lived in. And so once I started learning about the research, which you'll hear about today, and learning about how uh, whether you're looking at heart attacks and strokes, or for me personally, Alzheimer's and dementia took away my grandfather, and it is slowly deteriorating some of my uncles and aunts. I do everything I can to make sure that I am feeding my brain, feeding my body with the right set of tools. And so there's a set of tools that we're going to introduce you to today. And out of all this disease that runs rampant around the world, I did not know that 80% of that is actually lifestyle. So 80% of chronic diseases can be either thwarted or reversed through healthy lifestyle, much of which is what you put in your body, which brings us full circle to you are what you eat. And so today you're going to learn a little bit about the connection between what we put in our mouth and how we can use that to prevent disease, to increase your recovery and healing, and really thrive in a world that that we want to be able to continue doing the things that we could do when we were younger, and we want to continue doing those as we age. So Felicia was introduced to this a little bit ago, and so I'm going to turn it over to her to share a little bit about her health journey and how that's affected her life.
Thanks, Henry. So most of you know that I'm a mom, and so I guess really my health journey started like over 7 years ago, and through those 7 years, I have just slowly acquired more knowledge, and I feel thankful in the sense that I'm able to pass on this knowledge to my Briella, and knowing that I never received this kind of information when I was younger. A lot of our food was from a box, like Hamburger Helper, and I know my parents did the best that they could with what they had, but it's I feel like it's my duty now to like share my knowledge. So I get to share it with Briella, and now I get to share it with you guys too. But I what I don't like about being a mom is trying to make sure that really all the holes are filled. Our food is very processed, and um, so I understand the power of nutrition, but we also live a very busy lifestyle. So I have been searching for something that is simplistic and not complicated, but something to add to our diet. And that's when I was introduced to Juice Plus. And actually, I was introduced to Juice Plus in also a very non-conventional way, but from Henry. And I am now stressing less, and my anxiety is not like I no longer have mom guilt because I know that I'm able to bridge the gap of nutritionally, like she's not getting, I know she wasn't getting what she was supposed to, but now she is, but in a simplistic form. So my vision is to have every family know about this one simple change, and that way you can get it for your child for free also, like Briella does. So that's a little bit about my story.
Cool. Thanks, Felicia.
Mhm.
So I wanted to go ahead and jump into, so you've heard both of us mention this Juice Plus. And so give me a little thumbs up if you can see my screen here. Good. This is the right screen, right? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So, oh, not need to do that. Hold on. Cancel. Slide. Here it is. Okay. So I wanted to introduce you to one of the vehicles that we use in order to inspire healthy living here. And as Felicia said, just to make it easier to get the right substances into our body, not only ours, but our kids as well. And so I know that at our life group, some of us have been introduced to like our little complete balls, little peanut butter snack energy bites, we call them, and different things like gummies and things that um, we use as a tool to get all sorts of different nutrients into ourselves and our kids. And the way that we do that, or the reason why we do that rather, is because if you look at the statistics, and this is not something that just was made up. These are statistics all around worldwide. 1 in 4 people are going to end up dying from a heart attack or some sort of heart disease, coronary artery or a stroke. One in 2 women and 1 in 3 men develop some sort of cancer. Diabetes is running rampant. We see hospitals that are designated to children with diabetes, and that was never the case in the past. And especially in the U.S., we have obesity runs rampant, and it's all due to a couple different factors. 2 in particular that surround our diet. The first is the increase of toxins that exists in our food, in our waterways, and as you can see, there's all sorts of things that contribute to that. Not just pollution, but pesticides and prescription drugs and all sorts of things that are in plastics. The second second increasing problem that we see in this world is not only are the toxins increasing, but the food quality is decreasing. And you think of how many processed, refined foods that you see in grocery stores on the corner of intersections. in the form of refined processed fast foods, and that contain all of these preservatives and synthetic, um, isolated fractionated vitamins. And so, you know, how do we combat that? How do we combat the increase in toxins and the decrease in food quality? Well, we have to increase the amount of fruits and vegetables that we get into our diet. And FDA now has something called My Plate. It used to be the food pyramid way back in the day when we were kids. But now they say more than half of your plate should be filled with raw fruits and vegetables. And the reason why they recommend 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day is because you think of how far all this food has to travel, and the nutrients are depleting throughout all the processes from picking it pre-vine ripened, traveling thousands of miles to other countries, right? 70% of our produce here in Ohio actually comes from other countries. Of the remaining 30% of the produce that we find in our typical grocery stores, 90% of that comes from the West Coast. And so after all that traveling, packaging, redistribution, then a lot of times some of that nutrients in like a pepper, for instance, it only contains about 40% of the nutrients that it should have if it was picked vine ripened. And so one of the solutions that that I discovered, that Felicia has discovered, is called our Juice Plus Essentials. So Juice Plus Essentials just simply means that we take those foods, your mango, your pineapple, your broccoli, your kale, your dates and cherries, dehydrated at very low temperatures. And Felicia will go through and describe a little bit of how that's processed. But and we put it into capsules, and there's 4 main capsules here. The 3 that you see on the left are powdered. They're whole food source. They're certified non-GMO, NSF certified. It's better than certified organic. It's all plants. It's not just plant-based, it is plants. And if we break down those blends, you'll see that the fruit, veggie, and berry, the red, the green, and the purple, they contain the following ingredients. So you can see there's 11 fruits in the fruit capsule. There's 11 vegetables in the vegetable capsules. There's 11 berries in the berry capsules. And then Felicia's going to share a little bit about the omegas as well, but all clinically researched and packed into a nutrient dense, powerful punch. And it showed the results are shown in the form of reducing risk of cardiac disease, increasing the amount of oxygen that can go into the lungs. And if you look at this next slide here, a little bit about why this is important, right? So looking at, healthier living is not just about, hey, let's like take a shot in the dark out there and see what we can put in our bodies. It's really about inspiring healthy habits and taking one simple change at a time. And as you can see here, it's finding things that can jumpstart our health. And it's a compounding effect when you have one thing that is going to help you get healthy, and that might cause you to have more energy. So now you can go to the gym and you can work out more. Well, working out more is going to help you sleep better. And so it's about each of these different mottos here: consistency, right? Prioritizing your self-care in a busy world. And one of the products that we have available are the Juice Plus gummies. This is the same thing as our capsules, but in the form of chewables. And so these chewables here, I think Felicia, you were gonna share a little bit about these here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just like you said, everything that is in the capsules are in the chewables. That they're all vegan too. The capsules are, and the chewables. And I know from Real and I, like, she eats them on a daily basis, but also if I have a sweet tooth, I will try to go towards these instead of like something that has not any nutritional value into it, cake or ice cream. Ice cream's hard, but they also, yeah, so there's fruit, veggie, and berry. You can go to the next slide. Henry shared about omegas. And the great thing about these omegas are, a lot of us think omegas, it's fish, but these are not derived from fish. They go straight to the source, which your fish actually eat the algae, and that's why we kill fish to get fish oil. But so where Juice Plus goes straight to the source, which is algae. And as we know, omegas are good for heart health, and supports your vision, brain function, and even kids can, like if you can't swallow, you can literally eat these. You just pop them in your mouth, and there's no fishy taste. They taste similar to like a dreamsicle. You can go to the next slide. I think we lost Annabelle. Okay, so Henry was talking about what is in the capsule, but before the capsule, before everything's dehydrated, it's harvested at the peak ripeness, and it's quick frozen to prevent any loss of nutrients, and the water is removed to create the colorful powders, and then they're then encapsulated. So the importance of this is that all the nutrients is still there, and you're not losing any nutrients during transportation. Go ahead.
So you might be asking, so how is this any different from like all the other confusing health stuff out there? So we get questions all the time about like, well, what would you recommend for heart attacks and strokes, or what would you recommend for thyroid, or what would you recommend if I'm having some hormone issues, right? And the thing that separates this product, because I've seen a ton of different things out there, and not to bash other like certain name brands, but we encourage you to take a look at the research. When they say, oh, we have a bunch of research that that backs it up, is the research something that was done in someone's basement? Is it someone that was the research done by a doctor who had an invested interest in just making a profit on their own, or is it something that is a third party researched by medical universities all over the world? And so we can confidently say that there are over 40 clinical studies performed at 46 different universities that peer reviewed, they retest it, and they trade that data. They look at how their results compare to other universities, in Medical University of Spain, Tokyo, Amsterdam, Yale University, MD Cancer Hospital, and those 40 plus scientific publications are in medical journals. You can't pay your way to get into medical journals. You have to have a gold standard of research. And what gold standard means that it's double blind, placebo tested. So the doctor doesn't even know which of the patients are eating the placebo versus which of the patients are eating the actual capsules of pineapple and peach and pear and cherries. So they can't even be biased when they're diagnosing the results. And so those clinical research facilities are some of these. These are just a few of them, and you probably, if you're looking through this list, you probably will recognize some of them. You may have even gone to some of these universities or have a sibling or a relative that has gone to Georgetown University or University of Birmingham or Arizona. In each of these medical universities and leading hospitals around the world, again, they are peer reviewed, so they will compare their results to the other universities. What does that research show? That research shows a number of things, including one of the most important, the first one on here, bioavailability. Bioavailability is the body's ability to absorb those nutrients through the walls of the small intestines and into the blood, so that it actually goes into the body, versus a lot of fractionated, isolated vitamins that are made in the pharmaceutical labs will pass right through you. So they're not bioavailable. They actually don't go into your body. They pass right through your digestive tract. Your heart health, you're boosting your immune system, strengthening your T cells. There's for your DNA, protecting 1,600 different genes that have been identified when you're eating the fruit, veggie, and berry capsules. And mind you that this is actually done on the capsules. It is not done on, let's say, blueberries. And oh, by the way, we have blueberries inside of the capsules. This is the actual capsule itself has been shown to support your lung health, to decrease inflammation, to increase your metabolism. But one of the latest cutting edge research finds is on the top right. You'll see cognitive function, and this is something that like I noticed, but I never actually I wasn't aware of the research that was being done, because it usually takes about 2 to 3 years for them to verify in all these different universities and review each one of those results. The cognitive functioning, I know we shared this with several of you about the university. One of the medical universities in Spain showed that when you eat the capsules, then you will find that there are 4 huge key cognitive processes in the human body that are increased. One is faster cognitive speeds. Second is more refined executive functioning. Third is better working memory. And fourth, your attention span is narrowed, or your attention span is increased. And so if you don't have heart attacks and strokes in your family bloodline, or Alzheimer's and dementia, if anything, you can confidently say that I'm actually smarter when I'm eating my capsules of fruits and vegetables. On this next slide here, you'll see a very important key distinguisher with something we call our Family Healthy Starts program. And Felicia is going to explain to you a little bit about how you can get it free for your kids.
So with an adult order, you're able to get the fruit and veggies for your child who is in school. Right now it's 18 and under, unless they're in college, but they are changing the age to 26 starting next year in March. So you're able up until 26 to get nutrition for your family. So this isn't actually a research journal that was done. It's just a survey that gets sent out to all families that are participating in the Healthy Starts for Families. And their findings are 61% were eating more fruits and vegetables. And that's because you're eating fruits and vegetables, so that's what your body's going to crave. But if you're eating sugar, that's what your body's going to crave. And then, as you can tell, there was an increase in less doctor visits, drinking more water, fewer missed days at school, less consuming fast foods and soft drinks, and less prescription drugs, which is great. So next slide. Another product, very clean, very simple, is Complete. This is they just came out with a non-soy based shake, but this one, well, actually, it's not open for anybody to buy yet, but if you don't like consuming soy, they do have one, but this one is soy based, but it also has other, so you get vitamin D in this, but it's derived from mushrooms. It's not your synthetic vitamins. Vegan, it has a lot of fiber, all from plants, and very low glycemic index. But this is what we use to make the Complete energy bite balls or smoothies. It can be used in a lot of different ways. I use it in pancakes. It doesn't have to just be used as a shake. Next slide. And then this is Perform. It's about a year old. It's great for all body types, but mostly it's geared towards increasing athletic performance. And same way with all the other products, NSF certified, plant-based, vegan. And then there's only 6 grams of sugar if you're worried about your sugar intake. This is good to take before or after your workout. And so I've noticed a big difference in my endurance. Not actually just drinking Perform, but with eating Juice Plus. And I know this definitely enhances. I don't feel completely dead after working out. Go ahead. Next slide.
So one of the cool things about this company is that there's not thousands of different products in the catalog. There's really only 6 products. 5 of them you consume, and then the 6th one here is something that was designed by NASA back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And when NASA got its funding cut, then Tower Gardens ended up falling under the Juice Plus umbrella. And so Tower Gardens has been around now for about 13, 14, going on 14 years here. What it is an aeroponic. That means not hydroponic. Hydroponic is where the roots sit in water, but aeroponic is where the roots hang in the center console. And you can see over here in the towers on my left, this is one of our centers here in Columbus. They have over 50 Tower Gardens that the kids have access to, and they use it to teach all sorts of different really cool lessons, hands-on project-based learning. I know we've got Denise Jones on here who works, she's in charge of 2 Ohio counties, Madison and Champaign County, and she just connected 8 different districts with Tower Gardens this past month. And it's a great hands-on tool, not only for schools, but for homes. And so I've got a few Tower Gardens. I know Felicia's got one too. But the benefits of having these Tower Gardens is it grows 3 times as fast as produce would in regular soil. It also is much more nutrient dense. In fact, it's an increase of 30% more yield. And you can tell from the color, you can tell from the taste that when you take off that cabbage or kale or tomatoes or cucumbers or strawberries off of these towers, then you can tell because of the strong flavor versus the lettuce that you would buy in the store. A lot of people don't even know that lettuce has a taste, but when you buy it from the farmer's market, then you might be able to taste a little bit of that because it's more local. When you take it off the Tower Garden, immediately you can taste that difference. It uses about 1/10 of the space because it's vertical, so 2 to 3 square feet of space. It can fit in the corner of your living room or on the end of your table, and literally pass around your salad bowl, break off those the leaves of lettuce, bib lettuce, and gourmet lettuce, and butter leaf lettuce, and make yourself a salad. I know Denise has one in her office over at the Early Learning Center, or sorry, Early Success Center, is that what it's called? And she's able to provide not only herself with some produce, but her coworkers over at work as well. And so, you know, Juice Plus in summary it's a worldwide mission. Globally, we are in 27 countries, and we connect people with the vehicle of healthy nutrition. We marry the food and technology, and we put it into a delivery system that the body can get what it's supposed to eat. So it bridges the gap of what we should be eating and what we actually do eat. It's a mission-driven community, again, in 27 countries. We're working on a few other ones. It started in the US almost 50 years ago, and you can see we're all over Australia, New Zealand, and all over Europe, Canada, Mexico included as well. There is a business model, and if you're interested in learning more about that too, it's a combination of the 4 business models that exist here in the US. It's direct sales, so it goes directly to your customers. It is a franchise, so $52 a year to purchase a franchise, and you get access to all the logos and all the different tools, website. They take care of the billing and shipping, and so you don't have to create all of your own products. It is a network, and so the sky is the limit. You're not limited to a cap on your salary or anything. It is